Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, YouTube world? Okay, so welcome back to this another stream. It's the weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend. We're gonna use this stream to kind of do some research into the satellite business, the satellite industry. It seems to be a pretty hot market, especially given SpaceX filing for its IPO in June. They released their S1 in April. Haven't gone through it yet, but maybe a different time, different stream. Okay, let's get into it. So, I was looking into kind of the different orbits of satellites. There's low Earth orbit, middle Earth orbit, and geosynchronous Earth orbit. Three different types, and each of these different types of orbits are used for specific use cases. Medium or middle Earth orbit is used for GPS and navigation. Low Earth orbit is for communication, and geospatial is used for, I want to say, also communication, defense applications, and the delivery of media. Okay. So there's different types of companies that play in each of these. Taking a look at this. Broadband, Starlink, OneWeb, Amazon Leo. Okay. What's Eutelstat? I think these are the legacy style companies. Excuse me. Sending it to my chat right now. Skip. Okay, I think I tried. Alright. So we got Eutelstat. Eutelsat. Yeah, let me see how this looks. Okay. Close all these. Oof. So this is the European one. Covers Europe. Founded 1977. Intelsat. Administrative headquarters. 1964. Yeah, that shit's old. SES. Socio status and social. What? SES satellites. Space Force Awards. Okay. So we got SES, Eutelsat, Viasat, Intelsat, Viasat. So all of these are pretty old. This one's founded in 1986. Unlimited high-speed home satellite internet. I wonder if this is similar to Spectrum or Dish. Home internet, enterprise, energy, advertising. Keep space safe, sustainable, and equitable. So Viasat confirms successful launch and initial signal acquisition of Viasat 3F. Satellites successfully separated from the launch vehicle's upper stage just 5 hours after liftoff, with initial signals acquired minutes later, confirming the satellite as healthy in orbit and ready for the next phase of operations. So lifted off earlier today at 10:13 Eastern Daylight Time aboard SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket from Launch Complex. Okay. Alright, so among Intelsat, Viasat, Eutelsat, I guess SES as well. And others I may be. What is the revenue year-over-year growth? Year-over-year revenue growth. Gross profits and net income. So that would be nice if we can grab all of this information from so gross profit is not always a native headline metric. Okay. So I guess I do know you have the telecommunications companies like T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Spectrum, which I guess is Comcast. And I'd imagine they also probably, I don't know if they're launching satellites themselves, but they're probably participating in it. And here I actually have a list of the different launch companies. A Relativity Space, SpaceX, Rocket Labs, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, United Launch Alliance, and Astronis. I don't have Stonks Maxxing on here, but this is kind of the different types of rockets. Okay, so Eutelsat, SES, and Intelsat. I guess now we have a few different things, right? We also have Amazon, Leo. This is satellite internet from space. So this is, I'd imagine this is probably what Blue Origin is sending up. Oh shoot. The New Glenn rockets. Falcon 9. Wait. So these are different rockets. These are different satellites. I guess this is the payload per satellite. Sorry, the payload per rocket. Huh. I'm surprised to see that Viasat is not profitable. Okay, so these are not super great growth rates. Telesat, EchoStar, Hughes, I mean, they're both in the negatives. Also not profitable, despite being around for... They started back in the 1950s, 1960s. Yeah, they've been around for 60 to 70 years. Viasat, 5.5%. I believe 31.3% reported. This is probably including the acquisition. And so, like for like basis, I'm assuming that's if you were to look at each company individually, their top line growth, then that's what it's referring to. So a lot of the profitability does seem to be impacted by depreciation and amortization. I guess one key question is, what is the useful life of a satellite? What are the factors that go into estimating that? It would be interesting to understand So satellite's useful life is usually the shorter of design life, how long the spacecraft was engineered, qualified to operate, economic life, how long it still earns, revenue or mission value, orbital life, how long it can stay in the right orbit and be safely controlled, regulatory/disposable life, how long it can operate before it must be moved, reorbited, or retired. Okay. Okay, so it seems like there are pretty substantial differences between the different types of satellites and what orbit they're in. So 1 to 7 years for Leo, 10 to 15 years for Mio, middle Earth orbit, and geosynchronous 15 to 20 years. Okay. Interesting. So, Arian Space is another one. I guess it's another launch company. Okay. Thermal cycling, market relevance. Okay, so what are the main companies providing some middle Earth orbit satellites? I guess the key question is, what's the point of all these satellites, right? And how do they make our lives better? I guess with low Earth orbit, there's the idea of delivering internet services to people around the world without having to rely on fiber cables, which I guess is beneficial. If you have access to the internet, you can use its many different types of services. Also, I guess a new emerging area is the idea of space data centers, which I believe is also going to be done in low Earth orbit just because the latency there is the lowest, just by if you measure the distance between low Earth orbit and the other orbits. So if you take a look at Star Cloud, right. Eric Schmidt is the CEO of Relatively Space. Wow. Star Cloud 3, Star Cloud 4. Okay, not career, sorry. Blog. CEO Philip Johnson. Okay. Let's get to his Wikipedia page. Turned to South Africa to do venture capital. I wonder if he ended up working for Marshall Wolf from Lofty Inc. OpenTIA e-commerce company. $88,000 orbital data center satellites. So 1.1 billion lit by benchmark EQT. I guess who led from the benchmark side? Benchmark Star Cloud. So I guess one thing I should really understand is the economics of data centers and tokens, because right now that's a space that I'm not super familiar with. Aether Flux, holy. I don't even know what a particle accelerator is. Starlink. Okay, there's a few different startups here that I do want to make sure I'm getting. Is it Project Sun at Magor? Ambitious Google Moonshot Research Initiative. Okay, so we're kind of getting a bit sidetracked here, but this is the beauty of kilowatt of power per year, depending on local power costs. But the cost of acquiring, launching, and maintaining it delivers energy at 14,700 per kilowatt over a year. Okay, so Amazon Cube here, that's Leo. Solar energy for space. York Space Systems, what the hell? National Security Space Program. Maybe this has something to do with True Anomaly and Hawkeye 360. Okay, York Space Systems. Do stock. It's currently a 3.7 billion market cap business. IPO'd back then. Okay. And then Celestial logo PNG. Oh fuck. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so York Space Systems, Celestial, Project Suncatcher, Star Cloud. Okay, so this was also Star Cloud. It was founded January 2024, right? So they're part of YC's batch. I see. Okay, so Ezra, this guy. Oh, he also has experience working on satellite projects. Okay. So Jan 24. We have let's see if we can get this guy. Nice. So Philip Johnston, Ezra Fielden. And who is the Star Cloud benchmark partner? Oh, Chetan. No, I'm thinking of, there's another guy who's a board member of Confluent. Maybe. Yeah, I don't recognize this guy. Okay. Modern Treasury. Chetan Putagunta. Chetan Putagunta. Okay. I'm trying to pronounce his name right. I don't know if it actually is. But he is the benchmark lead investor. And also invested in MongoDB, Modern Treasury. Although nothing in space. I feel like EQT is traditionally a PE sponsor finance company. Swedish global funds invest in private equity, right? Venture capital. So I didn't realize it was Swedish. Okay, Star Cloud. Doesn't say, unfortunately, who is part or who is the lead investor. Partner. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, alright. So So now he's a board member of the company. Okay. So it's cool to see kind of who the people here involved are. Project Suncatcher. I feel like there's one more that we had come up with. Amazon Leo Eutelsat. I guess we might as well add that in, right? Let's see. Alright. Stream is doing good. Medium Earth orbit. Okay. So K2 Space, there we go, that's another name. Thales, Alenia Space, Blue Origin, Magenta, Mangata Networks, Lockheed Martin, Thales, Alenia Space. So there's another. Operators are governments, not commercial satellite companies. I thought GPS a government technology? Owned technology? I don't know if owning is the right term to use here. So I'm trying to see if I can find my headphones. Here we go. My stomach doesn't feel too hot right now. I don't know exactly what's going on. Okay. Let's see if this works. Putting on headphones for the first time in a while. Oh my god, this is crazy. Okay. I got the music in my ears. Okay. Oh, I had no idea. So GPS is a government-owned system? Galileo. But then I guess, what is GIS then? Right, I feel like GIS. Oh, Esri. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, I had no idea. This is kind of big. Is government-owned technology. Okay. So this is our legacy. providers, and it's a geo focused, right? So geosynchronous focus. SES is also a big one on the medium Earth orbit. O3b and M power. Why am it's geo? When someone says broadband, are they referring to the band of signal frequency where internet traffic takes place? I guess this is kind of high speed. So if I am, this is actually just for the sake of me understanding how this works. So if I am in a Zoom call and experiencing lag, can I reduce my bandwidth by turning off my video? Okay, so it's the usage of bandwidth that is reducing. The bandwidth should stay constant. Okay, so broadband, that's kind of some clear terminology here. Broadband just refers to the idea of using internet, connecting to the internet. Okay. And so I guess SES, their M3. Wait, what is Microsoft using? So it's O3b M power. So I guess the interesting observation here, you already have these computational workloads that exist for these satellites. I think this is what the article is saying, right? Microsoft uses the SES 03B mPower medium Earth orbit. A lot of different terminology. I'm trying to get used to it. But they're using these medium Earth orbit satellites in order to do some of their cloud computing workloads. So, from that point of view, it doesn't seem like these GPU clusters that exist in space or that are planned to exist in space, it's not like it's a crazy idea. Yeah, I guess what is a satellite ground station? And they're co-locating this with uh, let's see. Of space communication, right? So this is really the key. I don't know what an INT thing is. Oh, integration and testing facility. All right. Astronus. Yeah, there was that one article on Amazon Leo. Aryan Space. Okay, that's what I needed to find. Interesting. Aryan Group, a joint venture between Airbus and Safran. I don't know what Safran is. Okay. competitive launch solution. Modularity, performance. They have a user manual? Oh god, this is... Wait, all this is blank though. Here we go, never mind. Oh my god, this is crazy. French Guiana. Okay, so it's interesting to see this, but we saw in that article, right? Amazon Leo, they're using... I don't have a logo. Okay. Amazon. Arian Group. So Arian Space is one of their providers. Blue Origin is another one. And then SpaceX. I think I have all of these actually. So just copy these over here. Okay. So it seems like these are the launch providers of Leo for now. How many launches does SpaceX do a year? So launch cadence of 10,000 per year in 5 years. So SpaceX is looking for trying to achieve launch cadence of 10,000 per year in 5 years. So let's say they don't and they get to 1,000 per year. That's already I believe that's okay. So what do they have? 165 orbital rockets in 2025 already. So that'll be almost in 1,000 times. No, 100 times. A 107.6. Yeah, so it'd be 60 times almost. Let's just say it's 25% of that. Like what would they need to launch 10,000 times per year, right? It's almost like 3 times per day. Okay, and then I'm curious, loft orbital. And then K2 space. AI in space. Okay, so this is kind of the same idea a little bit. Do we have these already on here? Seraphim, dedicated space funds, Hawkeye 360, Star Cloud. I don't think so. So let's copy this as an image. Oh, shoot. I like this logo actually. Okay, and then we also have K2 space. So this one, I'm actually not entirely sure. High power satellite platforms. So the scale changes as possible. Bigger satellites deliver more power to payloads. So they want to create massive, I guess. Redundant avionics. LEO becomes a powerful domain for sensing and for other applications where ultra-low latency still matters. So medium Earth orbit is the sweet spot. Medium Earth orbit provides global reach. Down the complexity of spacecraft. Interesting. Okay, so it seems like K2 is kind of betting big on the medium Earth and geosynchronous or geostationary orbit. Okay, so SES partners. We now know what SES is. Taking a picture, looking at a picture. Okay, it's also, I feel like it's been almost an hour now. Yeah, it's been almost an hour now, so I think I might switch topics soon. And I'll hop back on this Karen Kuchar. Okay, K2 space. And then, yeah, I'm curious when they last raise. Eric Chrisman. Okay, so how many engineers work at SpaceX. 5,500. So 5,500 engineers. It's a very specific. Okay, interesting. It's pretty interesting. Ask me anything. Okay. Loft orbital finding team. It's kind of hard to see them. With our current manifest alone, we will soon operate one of the largest heterogeneous satellite fleets in low Earth orbit. We have operations on 3 continents that enable us to truly serve a truly global customer base. Activity and data. here, Damien and Alex. Okay. Jeff Clavier. Now it's interesting because I don't see any like standout tier 1 VCs. Right, so this is a global alternative asset. Axial Partners. Huh, they're also an investor in Stoke. So he has Fermat. Photonic chips for AI. Okay. Kind of getting distracted here, although this is still very interesting. But Lilac Solutions. Lithium extraction technology for any brine anywhere. I will say this does seem like a pretty small fund, but they are in some decent companies. Stoke Space. I know 0.72s in this. Consumer artificial intelligence portfolio 21st. Global. I'm gonna be honest. Never heard of a lot of these companies. But a lot of these do seem to be types of fintech type pay engine, poly AI. Ceronic. Yeah. Chile AI. Oh, they're also in Starfish Space too. Okay. Yeah. Do I have Starfish Space in here? I do not. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So Starfish Space is also in the satellite space. Okay, Hawkeye 360 actually. That would be an interesting thing to understand. Administrative agent facility. Red Force profiling. So spectrum monitoring. It seems like my take is I don't think a Hawkeye 360 is actually launching. Oh shoot, 7% rate. There's Hawkeye 360. By detecting, geolocating, and characterizing radio frequency missions, Hawkeye 360 delivers trusted domain awareness and early warning indicators to the U.S. government and allied partner. Transform knowledge of radio frequency spectrum into strategic advantage. Advanced emitter, sovereign capability supplementation, electronic order of battle. So Planet Labs, Hawkeye 360. So they both own. They have a stock? Holy shit, it just goes up. So there seems to be 360 stock. $2 million. Okay. got this stuff here, Planet Labs. Okay. We'll call these like satellite data providers. Yeah, I'll do some more research on that as well to get into it. But I'll end the stream here. I feel like this is a pretty good educational learning opportunity. I'll probably start another stream soon. I am gonna look into the data center space. There's a video I want to watch there with the founder of Crusoe. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.